So I brought this home from the thrift store, and I said to Stephen, I got a dresser for us.
Yeah, it weighs about 500 pounds and about broke my back trying to get it out of the van. So
it hurt a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah.
But it's solid wood construction. It has dovetailed dovetailed drawers.
Yeah, drawers. It's got Formica top, so we're a little nervous about painting it, but we've got some really heavy-duty primer that we'll spray onto it, and I'm confident that it'll be just fine.
Yeah, we'll put it through its paces and scratch test it and see how it'll hold up after painting.
Yeah, so let's just go ahead and show you what we got.
So this cutie little dresser, she's been well used. We're gonna just remove the hardware. This hardware kind of reminds me of swagged fabric. I suppose that was pretty cute in the 80s or 90s, but I think it's time to update it. After removing all the hardware, we're gonna just sand it with the DeWalt orbital sander with 150 grit sandpaper. And after that, we're gonna hand sand the trim. It has lots of grooves and crevices, so it's pretty hard to get into that with the orbital sander. So we're just gonna do a little hand sanding. And since we're gonna spray this dresser, I'm just gonna tape it up so that we can prevent overspray. Just makes it cleaner, more professional look.
Okay, we just wanted to show you a couple of the details. The drawers have a nice trim around them with a geometric cutout, and we filled in the holes because we're going to replace the hardware, and they're a little bit different width. There was just a little bit of damage on it. The trim piece right here was coming off, so I just put some wood glue and some clamps and a couple of pin nails in it. And also there was just a little bit of damage here where it looked like the leg had sort of broken off a little bit, but it's still strong and sturdy. But we just put some glue and a couple more pin nails in there, and that should fix that little bit just fine. We've already done all the prep work, it's all sanded, but here was somebody had gotten creative with some nail polish. So where we've put some boards in here, it's 1/4-inch plywood that we've put in there. We just want to prevent the overspray so that this is nice and clean for whoever decides to purchase this. We've taped all the drawers, everything's sanded and clean, and we're ready to paint.
So for spraying, we did 2 coats of Kills primer, and this top was made of laminate, so I was nervous about it. I wasn't sure if we should just leave this dresser white or what it would do, but it really did turn out awesome in the end. So the 2 coats of Kills primer, and then I ended up doing 3 coats of Bare Premium Plus satin finish in the color Elephant Skin. I only did 3 because the second coat I did, it just wasn't heavy enough, so it looked pretty splotchy. So I did a little heavier coat with the 3rd coat, and it turned out just awesome. After that, we did 2 coats of Deft Clear Wood finish in satin, and I think it's going to have a really durable, awesome finish. Once all the painting was done, it was time to bring it inside and get it ready for hardware and pictures. So here I am removing the 1/4-inch plywood that my husband put in to prevent the overspray, and I think it did a really awesome job. It was a really clean finish, nice straight lines, and I'm pretty happy with it. So you can see there that there's just a little bit of damage from wear and tear over the years, but I didn't really feel like that was something that I could do a whole lot about, and I guess it also just kind of keeps the story of the dresser, it's been used, and but we've given it a fresh new life with this. And get to see here how good of a job I did with taping the drawers. It wasn't awesome. I could have done better, but it was pretty clean.
Okay, so it's time to drill and place the hardware, and I'm going to use this little tool. It's called the Align Right. Mark it, drill it, mount it is what they say. I've never used it, so we'll give it a shot, and here we go.
This Align Right product, for me, it was just a little bit tricky to use at first. I wasn't even sure where to start. But once I got that center row aligned, that was the easiest one because it didn't have any trim at the top or the bottom. But on the top row and the bottom row, it took just a little bit more thinking. I marked my centers, and then I found the holes that were the right width that lined up mostly with the previous holes that were there. You could still see them just a little bit, even though I filled them and sanded them and everything. And because you could still see it just a little bit, that's partly why I got these bar style handles, because they covered up the old holes. So once I got them all marked, I was ready to drill and then place the hardware. This hardware I got on Amazon. It came in a pack of 15, and I think it came out to about $2.50 a piece. So I used 9 on this dresser, and I have 6 left for another project. I'm sure I'll find somewhere soon to use those. They're so beautiful. They really go with the geometric cutouts that are around the drawers. They're really angular and sharp and gorgeous, really. With the hardware complete, it's time for staging and pictures and posting it for sale. First, let's take a look back at where we started. This is a thrift store find with mismatched knobs, definitely wear and tear, but a really strong piece, solid. Nothing was broken. A couple of minor repairs needed to happen. All in all, a great dresser. So I just gathered a few things around the house and staged it. I was actually a little bit nervous to put it for sale. For some reason, just putting my first one for sale, I just wasn't sure what to expect of it. But we put it for sale on Facebook Marketplace for $300, and we put it on in the afternoon. The next morning I had some inquiries. The first girl was all set to buy it. She was going to come pick it up the next day, and she had negotiated a little bit, which is totally fine. But she ended up messaging me a little bit later in the day and said that she wasn't going to be able to buy it. So the second girl that had messaged, I told her that she was next in line, and she was so excited that it was still available for sale. She ultimately asked if we would deliver it in exchange for taking away 2 small dressers that she had that she now wanted to get rid of because she was buying this new dresser. And that really turned out great for us. So we delivered it that afternoon. She paid full price. We took away her 2 dressers that she didn't want, and now we have 2 new projects to do. And she was super excited, super happy, and we hope that she loves it.